Just before the news headlines at 5:30, let's talk cash, because when you're buying something, do you prefer using card or cash? Well, the British Retailers Consortium says the number of payments made with cash has increased for the second year in a row. That's after 10 years of decline. Let's speak to Ron Delnevo from the Payment Choice Alliance, which aims to ensure people can pay for things in different ways. Ron, hello.
Hello, Claire. That was the funniest. I thought I was listening to Dread Ringers, the last interview. Chris repeating.
Yeah, I know.
12
oh,
years.
mate. I'm not sure that's really ever happened to me before, but there we go.
Yeah. Well, we may hear it again because it was a pretty good tactic. So, Ron, I think this is so interesting. We thought cash was over. Cash isn't over. Why is it on the increase, do you think?
Well, it's on the increase for a variety of reasons. We've fully come out of the pandemic now, so some of the false health scares have been dissipated and people have gone back to using cash. There's also the situation that many people now are finding it difficult to, as they say, to make ends meet. So 15 or 16 million people, so more than 25% of the adult population, are actually using cash to actually budget. So that's a couple of reasons why cash is making a comeback. But, cash has been very popular over the years and continues to be popular with most of the public. It's not a fringe issue, really.
Yeah, and given you're from the Payment Choice Alliance, we know where you stand on this one. Who is impacted then when you go into a business and they say, we don't accept cash, that's it?
Well, just quickly to say, we are the Payment Choice Alliance, but don't rely on me. Link, the ATM network, did a survey just recently in September, and 81% of the British public said that they wanted to retain the option to use cash. So this isn't, as I say, a marginal issue. That's well over 40 million people in this country, 40 million adults. So in terms of your question, I won't avoid the question, unlike the last interview.
Don't try that.
I won't try that with you, Claire. People are disadvantaged in many ways if they can't use cash. There are various groups, and it was identified in the Treasury Committee yesterday when there was a discussion on this, who are very badly affected. Women in abusive relationships are very badly affected when they can't use cash. And it was pointed out yesterday, there's over 4 million women in that position because without cash, they can't maintain privacy and confidentiality, which is vital to them. Then there are people who are disabled, suffering from disabilities of various forms, and there are millions of those. And they are also, put in a difficult position when their cash isn't accepted, not just the practical side of it, but I've had people sending me heartrending messages about how their relatives who are suffering from disability have lost self-esteem because their money is no longer accepted. Then we have the 8 million people who don't own smartphones, so can't take part in the app society. You go on and on. There are many groups, but when you add them all together, you're talking about millions and millions of people, not fringe issues.
Really great having you on, Ron. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Claire, and I'm glad I answered your question. You didn't wait 12 years.
Big tick, gold star. Ron Delnevo there from the Payment Choice Alliance, which aims to ensure people can pay for things in different ways. It's a really interesting one, actually. If you're somebody who still has cash on you, Shane McGowan used to always have cash on him to give to homeless people.
Right.
And it's a lovely thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
really? Especially this time of the year. I really was thinking about that just the other day, actually.
That's a good point.
But the points that Ron makes, people are disenfranchised, and especially victims of domestic violence. Love to know from you this evening if that's something you still do and whether it, irks you that so many places don't. 850 58